What's good, everyone? Welcome back to FaShaun episode 19. Today we are going to be focusing on a pair of shoes that I really enjoy, that I've worn so many times and love them because they're unique, but they're unique in a way that works and isn't in your face and outlandish and tacky. Today, for episode 19, we will be focusing on what I call the Samba Silver Surfers, but they are the Wales Bonaire silver sort of white cream lace Samba from a couple years ago. One of my favorite shoes ever. Let's get into it. Okay, so don't mind my wrist, I messed it up. Opening the box, well, let's go around the box. Great Wales, it's like kind of faded, but Wales Bonaire, which is actually indented in, so even the stripes are indented in, which is super cool. So the box is like fairly nice. Here you go. It's falling. And then you open it up here. Here are the shoes. Beautiful, which we will get into in a second. You get, I just wanted to show this, you get some alternative laces here, which I think they're actually like ribbon laces, so you can put ribbons on them. Not my thing, so I left them in there. Get a very cool sort of carrying bag for them, Wales Bonaire with Adidas. And then going into the shoes. So starting off from the bottom, let's just do it. Regular Adidas sort of sole, but sort of this nice dark brown, which is just rare. I haven't seen this in a lot of other Sambas. Wales Bonaire stamped here with really cool sort of stitching over here on the sides. Just never seen this before with the lace. The lace sort of cream stitching here is really awesome. You have a cutaway tongue, which I would never cut, but people can if you want to, reminiscent of the old Sambas. It says Adidas Wales Bonaire over there. Regular Samba sort of toe cap, super thick sort of, again, lace, same color as the lace at least, laces. And overall, I think there's a lot of interesting motifs on this that complement the silver upper that you can see that you just don't really find on other Sambas. Going into the description, this was released in the summer of 2023. I remember having a meeting and saying I had to do something, and then quickly walked to Livestock, which is a local boutique here in Toronto, to pick these up. Waited in line, short line, to pick up these. They also released with a secondary pair, which was, I believe, a brownish beige with burgundy. Super cool pair too, but I think this is the one that you'd want to get. This shoe is fantastic, was a disruptor when it came out, and really I think put that Wales Bonaire and Adidas relationship on the map. I think I paid $280 for these, so not a cheap shoe, but I will say that the quality of this Samba is much higher than a regular Samba. Different sort of stitching motifs here. I think they're done by hand, just along the tongue as well. Just very different and balances out. This is the important part, balances out the silver portion of the shoe, which can be quite intense on the eyes. For the purchase rationale, I bought these shoes because I wanted a pair of silver shoes, but I didn't want them to be so flashy in your face. A lot of the, at the time, the current offerings were very gaudy, tacky, in your face, large, chunky. You don't want that. The color is loud itself, so you need a slim silhouette to sort of rein it in. Then on top of that, the cream lace, the lacing on the tongue, the lacing on the heel here, the different sort of sole that you get. These all attract attention in their own way, thus bringing attention away from the color, balancing it out. Other shoes do it well, which we will talk about in the market analysis, but that's why I wanted to buy it. I knew that once I bought this, honestly, I bought it for life. I take this to the cobbler, if the heels go, like I'll get it replaced. I think this is the silver shoe that is the king of all silver shoes, simply because of the other motifs that bring away from the silver, doesn't put it at the highlight, so the silver complements. And this is one of the only shoe I would say that does that effectively. For the market analysis, as you know, we go cheap, mid-market, and expensive. Going over into the cheap category, what I can say is there's not a lot that have the quality of this, but I did find one that has similar silhouetting, and that is the Nike Total 90 Silver. So a trendy silhouette that just released. And I'm here for it because it's a heritage model that they're pushing, because I think there's now people have gone away from chunky sneakers and gone into something more sleek and low, like a tennis shoe, like a Samba. It's trendy again, but because of the heritage provenance of it, I think it's fine. I think it has similar design motifs to this and would replace this shoe in a similar outfit, which is why I have it at the cheap category. The one thing I will say is kind of basic. When I see somebody, I've seen somebody with a Total 90 Silver, I think to me it just means that that's somebody that buys into trends, which I don't prescribe to. Please don't buy into trends. However, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, I would definitely go with that Nike Total 90 Silver. There is a cheaper 130 pair silver Samba that they've released to sort of go along with this if people want to buy that and they don't want to spend the money on this because the market is high for this. I wouldn't go with that. The quality is not good and it looks like cardboard, and again, the great thing about this is the silver is hidden by all the other great design motifs. That Samba has no other design motifs, just silver, sort of blinding you. You don't want that. You want it to complement and tone down. You don't want it to bring forth and be right in people's faces. For the mid-market, I have the Onitsuka Tiger Mexico 66 silver, and I think they might have copied this, but silver with the cream on the outside as well. I think that is the perfect shoe to replace this if you don't want to buy this, but you don't want to spend the money to buy this, because I think the market on these for resale is like $700 Canadian and more. Please don't buy it at that price. Get the Onitsuka Tigers. They're really good. They have the same type of vibe. The quality of Onitsuka Tigers is very good as well, and I think they're just as stylish. And again, the silver's kind of at the forefront, but the silhouette combined with the cream on the outside of the Onitsuka Tigers, I think bring it down again a little bit like this, and that would be the one to have. It's around the same retail price as this, and I'm pretty sure you can find it used or vintage for a lot cheaper than that. So definitely go with the Onitsuka Tigers if you want this type of vibe. Lastly, we have the expensive category. Very rarely do I recommend anything that I propose in the expensive category. It's just for comparison purposes, but I have a brand I love so much, the Golden Goose, Golden Goose Superstar Silver. Again, same type of vibe as this. It's $700 retail. I think the quality of Golden Goose isn't that good. I don't like the fact that they put their brand right at the forefront, meaning if you want to buy this and show other people that you can buy this, you should do it. No, please buy things that are representative of your personality, not through predatory marketing tactics. So don't buy that. Either, honestly, if you're gonna buy that, spend the money on resale and buy this. Because this is, probably the quality is the same, and this is way better from a design perspective. Or just get the Onitsuka Tigers. But that's the market analysis. Now let's go into my favorite portion of these videos, which is styling it. On top, on the head, we have the Beams beret. We have a capital handkerchief, I guess? No, bandana that I have on my neck. A vintage Lee denim shirt, the trendy Adidas track jacket, Jill Sander salvage denim, the Elise silver belt, which is really important, and the Wales Bernier Sambas. Okay, so this is the fit, using my jacket that I've reviewed before as well. A bit more of an updated, elevated streetwear style, but I think it works. So we're going to be using, as usual, my proprietary framework on styling anything and everything: fit, contrast, and proportion. Starting off with fit. Fit is the easiest to get right. You know what's going to work on the rack versus what's not going to work on the rack for you. A lot of people kind of already have this tuned in and can do it automatically. What you're looking for is anything that's snagging where it shouldn't be snagging, or is too loose where it loses structure where it shouldn't be losing structure and should be taut on the body. Obviously, I've progressed, you've probably progressed in your style journey where you can get the fit right immediately. So everything here fits really well. Nothing is kind of glaring out at me, nothing is kind of making me uncomfortable. It all is working pretty good. Next we have contrast, and contrast is split into two different parts: contrast in colors and contrast in textures. The rule here, as I say, is to complete the circle. What do I mean by that? Is if you have yellow on your body, you need to have yellow somewhere else as well on your body to show flow throughout. Preferably on different sort of areas, but that's kind of nitpicky. You can kind of pick and choose where you want it. Again, just for flow. So for contrast, I have the silver of the shoes with the silver of this belt here. I have cream on the laces on the shoes, cream on the socks, which is really important, cream on the stripes here, navy denim, right, selvage denim here, and then dark blue denim on the shirt as well. So blue, cream, silver, and yellow as well. Yellow here, yellow on the logo, yellow on my bandana. And sorry, blue on the hat as well. So you've completed the circle on all of these things, and that's how it shows uniformity and flow throughout the entirety of your outfit. Next, we have contrast in textures. Contrast in textures is kind of a nitpicky one again, probably the most nitpicky one. You don't need to have it all the time, but it always elevates it when you do it right. In this case, it's all low pile fabrics, so low pile and low pile completed the circle on that end on low pile fabrics. But what you can do is if you have a high pile fabric, say it's super cold right now in Toronto, and it had like a historic amount of snow, so you want, maybe you're gonna wear that mohair hat or some hat that is like super furry, right? Or like those mink hats. Then you want something high pile, like maybe a coat, or maybe some pants, or maybe some furry boots, to just complete the circle on high pile as well, just so that you have that flow. Or you can even do a gradient: small pile, medium pile, high pile, going up throughout your body or down throughout your body, depending on your silhouette. And that's something else that you can do. But again, with this, it's all low pile and it works. Lastly, we have silhouettes, or proportion, but silhouetting and proportion go hand in hand. With this proportion, I've essentially leveraged the fashion forward rectangle proportion, maybe a soft hourglass rectangle. You want to use shapes that are known throughout human history. I always say start with the hourglass shape, right? You can see here that this belt is, the jeans are high-waisted a little bit and the belt is kind of tight on the body. Cinches me here, so if I take off the jacket, it would be more of an hourglass shape. But then I put on the jacket, it's more of a rectangle. And again, that's a bit more fashion forward, something that I always recommend for your more experimental outfits. And then I've elongated the proportion on my head, or near the top of my silhouette, by putting on a hat on my head. So that's something that you can do as well. So it's more like a rectangle with a soft triangle, or sorry, a soft hourglass, to just be a little bit more flirtatious, a little bit more attractive. So that's it, everybody. I do have a topic. I'd love to go outside, do an outdoor vlog like I always do, and I do want to bring those back. However, we did just get an historic amount of snow, and I don't want to go outside of my Jill Sanders selvage denim and then it gets ruined, and then my shoes get ruined as well, my socks get ruined as well. So no outside. But the topic that I did want to explore is the rise of metallic colors, metallic textures. How did this come to be? You let me know in the comments. How did they start popping off? I think it's partly because of this shoe and the design motifs of this shoe and what it can show people, that silver and gold and whatever else, or copper, doesn't have to be tacky. It can be done really, really well. As soon as you take, in my opinion, you take the color, which is, let's just go with silver, and then you bring it back. You scale it back. You have other motifs on top of that where the silver isn't so upfront and abrasive and aggressive in your face. But now you add this nice lace, Adidas sort of, I don't even know, like characteristics about it too that are a little bit different, that also attract your attention away. The sole, the tongue, everything about it attracts your attention slightly away from the silver, so the silver isn't so in your face. And I think that's the way to do it. When you have characteristics of a product in style, in fashion, that are a bit too aggressive, you scale it back because you know it's going to shine anyways, and you add onto it complementary features that take attention away from, let's just say, the silver. and it seems to work much well with what I say, balance and flow. You balance out the shoe, you balance out the silver, you balance it out with everything else, and that seems to be more pleasing on the eyes, ergo you're gonna have a better outfit. But that's it. That's all she wrote for the Wales Better Silver Samba. Hopefully, once the snow all melts and maybe a couple episodes down the line, I can actually go outside. We'll go to a nice coffee shop. We'll talk more about style and fashion and get more of a read on things. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace. I'll see you in the next one.